if I'm going off of what my favorite book growing up was, top one was The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Just because the journey and how he transforms throughout it, that always resonated with me, and they were just very real about, points where he did get stuck. It wasn't just the proverbial up and to the right. Like, he had lulls, he had downs, and he came up.
Number one would be Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Really big mentality tester, really big kind of putting in perspective that my problems aren't so bad compared to what that man went through.
My favorite book is probably the 10X Rule, because it just, even though it's a simple idea for the most part, it really did teach me, like, I had goals, but I realized I was like, hey, I can make those goals a lot higher. And then, just like the book says, raise the level of work ethic. I never want to be like the average or below average. I want to push myself to be to my best potential, because otherwise I feel like I'm just leaving it on the table.
As a child, I always loved Harry Potter. Always. That's my favorite series. But, something related to business would be Who Moved My Cheese? It's actually pretty short and concise, but it has a lot of great quotes. And one of the quotes in there that's actually my favorite, it's what would you do if you weren't afraid? So a lot of times you do things like either out of fear, or you don't do things like because of fear. So that's something that I try to keep in mind.
Then number two would be How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Currently, it's gonna be Winning by Tim Grover. I think Tim Grover just does a really great way of highlighting the reality of what it takes to win and the recurring effort you have to put in no matter how many times you do it.
There was two books I'd say that really had a big impact on me. One of them was 10X. 10X is a book by Grant Cardone. A lot of what the book talks about is just wanting more out of your life. I initially came into this industry not really wanting that much out of life. And then I read the book and I started to realize that, hey, I did want a little bit more out of life. And I wanted to do cool things for my family.
One of my favorite books that made me realize that I could do a lot more with my time, it was a book that is called 6 Months to Six Figures by Peter Boo. And when I read that book, I just started acting faster with my thoughts. That's when I knew, okay, I need to step it up. I'm working too slow.